Miss USA. We are here to go over her awesome March Madness bracket. As you can see, we've actually gone through and she selected her first and second round picks on both sides.
Yes.
So without further ado, we're going to run through this thing. She has a pretty lit selection, and it's gonna get pretty interesting. So let's see how things go moving forward.
And just so my audience knows, can you give us like an explanation of March Madness? Because there's a lot of pageant people watching.
For sure.
And I don't know if they're sports people.
So let's break it down. So basically, March Madness it's a 68 team competition, and teams go head to head, and they're consolidated and they battle each other. Though there's a few picks that they're basically shoo-ins because they're just that good, so they don't have to really fight for their spot in the competition. And then as for the rest of them, there's a committee that goes through and handpicks these teams to become seeds in like the lower seeds.
Okay.
And then after that, after those bubble teams, then we have other teams that kind of make it in just because they're like good enough to get in, but they're in smaller conferences, and then they all come together and they battle it out amongst themselves, and that's where we get these brackets. So boom.
So like this is a bracket, this is a bracket.
Correct. These are all different brackets, but they all battle each other out to come to the final four at the end of the day.
And they're numbered from 1 to 16.
1 to 16, correct.
And 1 would be the number 1 team.
So 1 would be the top seed in that bracket, correct.
Okay.
And then 16 would be the lowest seed.
And like the committee chose the 16.
So the first 5 seeds are usually the seeds that don't have to, like they're just good.
Okay.
They're just the bomb.com. They don't have to worry about nothing. And then from like 6 to 12, that's like they're good. They're good enough to get in as well, but they're not like the top teams, correct? And then from 13 to 16, so 13 to 16, those are like the teams that kind of still have to like duke it out to get in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So boom.
All right.
Yeah. So like you'll have like Villanova at the top because they're the reigning, they're lit. So boom. And then you have on this side you have Kansas, which is also a top seed. Who else is a top seed? North Carolina's a top seed. Arizona's a top seed. Gonzaga's a top seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Boom.
Well, let's get this started. And just a fun fact, because I'm super darn competitive. For those that don't know, military people were just. We like to knock things down and we like to be competitive. So I am so excited to do this, and I'm going to enter my brackets on ESPN so I can win $10 million.
She's going to win.
But I'm going to win because this thing is amazing. I have thought it through. But just for those that don't know, a family or parents are more likely to have a son compete in the Super Bowl than a daughter to compete for Miss USA.
That is a fact.
So that shows that women were taking over the world, but that's another conversation. But we're so excited. Myself and this gentleman here has been really showing me the ropes because I don't know anything about basketball.
Oh, you know enough to fill out these brackets. I think you're good.
And I think the reality of it is that even if you don't know anything about basketball, you can kind of just, from what we read on what's it called?
The Skim.
The Skim. What we read on the Skim is that you can really kind of base it on mascots, colors, whatever. But I based mine on any sort of connection that I have to that university or to the state where the university is located.
Perfect.
So I think I did a pretty good job.
I think you did a great job. My bracket was a little different from yours,
was it?
But I'm very pleased to see your picks. So we filled out, for those watching, we filled out the first round and the second round. So now we're gonna start filling out what we call the Sweet 16. And then after we fill out the Sweet 16, so it's 8 on this side, 8 on this side, then we're going to move on to the Elite 8.
How is that 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, okay. But what is this one? This is Elite 8.
This would be Elite 8.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3,
No,
4.
this would be Sweet 16.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I already did my Sweet 16, right?
No, you're in the Sweet 16.
You're in the Sweet 16
Oh, I'm in the Sweet 16.
So it's 8
okay.
on each side to make 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So So I'm picking the Sweet 16 to go into the Elite 8.
Correct.
Oh, okay, got it.
You go, girl.
I
So it's lit, and go ahead. Feel free to make your Sweet 16 picks, and then we're going to go into the Elite 8, and then we're going to the Final Four, and then we're gonna go, into the finals.
Okay, and I want to be clear. My handwriting is horrible, so please. I know you guys are judging my
They can
handwriting.
read that. You're good.
Do not judge my handwriting, people. All right, so Virginia Tech. I'm totally going to pick Virginia Tech because I've been to Virginia Tech.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bam.
Virginia Tech.
For those that don't know, Virginia Tech is number 9, and University of Virginia is number 5.
Yep.
In the conference?
Correct.
Is that the word?
So, Virginia, in the region.
In the region.
So Virginia would be a higher seed, but, I mean, you never know. Like, Virginia Tech could come in and,
Come on, V-Tech.
All
right, so here's my dilemma with USC and Duke.
This is the fun one. This is
This is the messed up one, right? Okay, so...
Who do you think is going to take USC versus Duke?
I think it's going to be Duke.
Okay.
And just a cute story. My boyfriend is obsessed with Duke, right?
That's fair.
So,
shout out to your boyfriend.
Shout out to the boyfriend. He better be watching this right now.
Just watching.
He better be. So, what I did for his birthday 2 years ago is I surprised him with a package, and it had a hotel reservation and tickets, and I actually surprised him with a Duke game. So
Nice.
we went down, and it was a good game. I had never been to Duke before, so I'm gonna go for Duke. But he got his bachelor's degree from USC.
Got it.
So
that's a good fun fact.
I called him, and he said I have to pick Duke.
I would pick Duke anyway because Duke's a higher seed.
Duke is.
I mean, they have a chance to. I mean, they could. I mean, they're not in my book taking.
They're not in your book.
They are up until a certain point, but I don't think Duke's gonna take the whole thing. But on your bracket, it looks like they could take the whole thing. So we shall see.
You think that they won't? Where did yours stop? Like
so
here?
no. They made it to the second round for me.
Oh, you had USC taking them.
I had Baylor taking them.
How? Where Baylor come from?
Because Baylor's.
Oh wait. Oh,
yeah,
I already got rid of Baylor.
Yeah, you did. You were like, nah, Baylor's out. You didn't even care. You were like, yeah, nah. It's quiet for Baylor.
Oh yeah.
Because Baylor's it's a higher seed, so they have a higher chance of taking that game. But again, USC, it could be an upset. You never know. So. But your choice is a good choice. I mean, if this happens in real life, like, we're gonna have to figure it out.
Money, guys.
I'm gonna ask questions like, who did you know that told you they were gonna win? So
I feel it. Like I feel it in my bones. Like I feel like something's gonna happen.
Hey, I'm with you. Cool. So you got VTech and Duke.
Okay.
Do
we go down to this one?
For that region, cool. Yeah. So we're gonna move down to this region, just the West region.
So we have Vanderbilt.
Correct.
West Virginia.
Boom.
University of Maryland and VCU.
Boom. So do you have any fun facts about these schools? Like, is there anything that connects you to these schools over here?
VCU I've been to numerous times because I went to Virginia State, which is in Petersburg.
Okay.
And VCU is in Richmond. So we would, college students, we'd go up there and hang out with a lot of Virginia Commonwealth University students. Mm-hmm. University of Maryland, on the other hand, who I'm going to have win this bracket.
Succeed.
Yes. I got my master's degree from UMUC, which is the sister school to University of Maryland.
Awesome. So
I would go on University of Maryland's campus to, when I was getting my master's degree. So I had them winning this one.
I mean, I would have them winning that too. That's a very smart decision.
Does this match yours?
This does actually, this matches mine up until a certain point as well.
Oh gosh. All right.
I mean, Maryland is fire. Maryland is fire. You may just end up taking the whole thing.
I'm thinking so. So I have no connection to Vanderbilt or West Virginia, but I like the word Vanderbilt, so I'm going to pick Vanderbilt.
Hey, that's a good enough reason. That's 100% a good enough reason.
All right, so Vanderbilt is going to take this one.
Boom.
Okay, so we're going to move over to this side.
Boom. Yes, we are going to now move over to the Midwest region. And you did a very awesome job completing the first 2 rounds. Now we're going to move on to the Sweet 16. So who do you have in your bracket winning between Miami and Iowa State?
I have Miami because my grandma lives in Miami.
Oh, it's lit.
There you go.
What part of Miami?
She's actually in Homestead.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Very, very, very close. So, Oregon and Louisville.
Yeah.
I would pick Louisville because I watched them win a few years ago.
Smart lady. Smart lady.
Which one? What number is Oregon?
Oregon is
Oregon
number
is
3. They're third seed, but Louisville's number 2. I will say that I wanted to pick Oregon because of their jerseys are fire.
Oh, really?
They're absolutely fire.
What do they look like?
What? Are they like black and yellow?
Yeah, they got iced out white
Yeah,
stuff.
it's lit.
Oh, nice.
Nike takes care of them, but I have Louisville taking this. So
like it.
yeah, we're on one. Cool.
Right.
So now we're gonna move down to the South region, and again, you did an amazing job.
I'm excited. Ooh.
So between North Carolina and Minnesota, who do you have taking that game?
Here's my dilemma, okay? Because I always have dilemmas. Everyone knows my family was in the military, so we were stationed in North Carolina and in Minnesota. So I spent 8 years in North Carolina and 8 years in Apple Valley, Minnesota, growing up. But in terms of what state I like the most, based on the experience I had when I lived there, I love Minnesota. I had a blast.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
What number is Minnesota?
Number 5. They're fifth seed.
And
North Carolina's number 1.
Oh no, yeah, North Carolina's out. They're out.
So you like it sounds like you like the underdog, and a lot of these are making like underdog choices.
I do. I
Very
love the underdog.
Very
It's my
interesting.
fave.
Okay, salute. So between K-State and Kentucky, who do you got?
Can we do a mascot search on this one? Okay, so K-State is obviously Kentucky State.
Kansas State has a
Oh, it's Kansas State.
Terrifying mascot.
Yeah.
A terrifying mascot? Who is this mascot that's so terrifying?
Willie the Wildcat.
Willie the Wildcat.
The Wildcat?
Yeah.
Who picks these mascots?
Willie the Wildcat. Okay, but what's so terrifying about him?
He's about to show you.
He's got a wildcat head and a human.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh,
No.
let's show the audience.
Can they see
Just
this?
so they can see it.
They need to be able to see this.
You guys can take a peek. It's this guy.
Fam.
Yeah, that is a pretty weird looking guy.
Fam.
All right, so let's look at Kentucky's mascot.
They're also wildcats. They're just regular.
They're also wildcats?
They're just regular looking. They're just not as scary looking.
See, this one's hard because I don't have any connect. Wait, you said this is Kansas.
Kansas State.
Oh, I'm gonna go Kansas.
Type
Okay. My roommate at Miss USA was Vicki Wiggins, Miss Kansas USA, who I love.
Shout outs to her.
So we're gonna go with K-State. All right. I thought it was Kentucky State.
Nah.
We gotta spell
There is
that
Kentucky.
K. All right.
Cool. So we have our
Elite Eight.
We
Right.
have our Sweet 16.
But they're in the Elite Eight now.
Correct. Now we're moving into the Elite
Okay.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have to pick.
But that is the Elite Eight, is it not?
That is the Sweet 16. We just did
They
the Sweet
just won the Sweet 16.
Correct. So now we are doing the Elite 8.
And they're about to win the Elite Eight.
Correct.
Okay.
Boom.
Got it. All right. So I'm going to go with Duke.
Of course you are.
I'm going to go with Duke.
Very wise decision.
This one's easy.
Of course.
Because everyone kind of has my justifications now.
Of course.
University of Maryland, Miami.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
easy.
the part where our brackets are completely different.
Is it?
Yes, 100%.
So.
Would you like the underdogs? And I respect it.
I'd be there.
The only school we have in common is Duke.
We haven't. That's the only one we have in common.
Up until a certain point.
Oh man.
So this is where our bracket gets completely different. So this is actually gonna get really fun.
Well, who's your four? Let me know who your four is.
Okay, so I have Villanova here.
Oof. I knocked them out like 3 rounds ago.
Word. So I have Villanova here. I have Arizona here.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then I have Kansas taking this. And I have UCLA here. Shout out to Lonzo Ball.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We have a completely different one here.
Oh no, but this is interesting though, because if this happened in real life, I would go to every game because I'd be like, wow, I was not expecting.
It's quite
this.
interesting.
Yes,
yeah.
for sure. So let's see, who do you have between these?
So now they're going against each other, or they're going against each other?
These going against each other.
Oh, okay. Well, I have Duke.
So whoever wins this would go here.
Oh, okay. All right. So I have Duke.
Lit.
And then.
Between Miami and Minnesota.
Oh man,
They're
I have
over here.
Minnesota.
Boom.
You guys should have met me when I first came and moved from Minnesota to the East Coast. Everyone's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, I'm from Minnesota. Minnesota. I used to have an accent. It's gone now.
No.
It's literally mixed. The Minnesotan accent is so different because it's like Canadian in a way because we're so close to Canada, and then it's like a southern.
Isn't it very close like the Fargo accent? It's
yeah,
like, don't you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. It's
but
wild.
yeah, no, it's quite close to that.
I can't do it, but shout outs to you because I know people from there, and when they do it, I laugh every time.
Don't you know? I don't know if I can say it right.
Don't you know?
But yeah, quite close. But
Cool.
Minnesota was a great place to live. 8 years, Apple Valley, Burnsville.
This
I was
is
there
the
for a
most
long time.
interesting matchup I've seen yet.
Yeah. And
Duke
can I say who's
and
going to win?
Minnesota.
I'll say
So
who's gonna
Duke
win.
is the number 2 seed, and Minnesota is the 5th seed.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So I mean, in real life, this would be a very interesting matchup because you don't know who's going to take it.
Well, question. So in most years, do the number 1 picks usually go against the number 1 picks, or
That's typically.
is that how it flows down?
Yeah, more like
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So who do you have taking the whole thing? If you had to decide, who do you have taking the whole thing and why? I kind of have an idea who you're going to pick already for reasons that make sense.
Okay.
But I want to hear from your mouth. Why would you pick the team you're about to pick right now?
Well, I do want to do a little bit of research. Okay,
let's do it.
Here's my research
do it.
though. When is the last time has Minnesota ever won?
Ooh, that's a good question.
If they haven't,
They're
They-
the 5th seed,
They've
so.
won 2.
Oh,
okay. When was the most recent one?
1919.
It was 1919,
Yeah.
almost 100 years ago. Is that what you're
Yeah.
telling me?
Yep.
Yo, so
Oh
maybe,
my
maybe,
gosh.
maybe it could be like a close to 100-year anniversary win, yo.
Okay. Well, what about Louisville? When the last time Louisville had won?
Only a couple years ago.
Right, but
Yeah.
before the
Oh.
few years ago, had it been a long time?
More recent than 100 years.
Oh my gosh! Now I feel bad about my pick.
No, you can't feel bad about your pick because you made these picks for a reason.
Okay.
So who do you think would take it based on your matchup right now?
I'm so glad this is like being streamed on a pageant site because I feel like it was being streamed on a sports site. People would be going crazy. In the
No, I mean,
comments.
I guarantee you there are others that probably end up with the same. You know,
Are you just saying that to make me feel better?
I'm not just saying that.
You think that somebody else picked Duke
That's
or
the
Minnesota?
wonderful thing about brackets. Like, it could be whatever you want. So there's
Okay.
got to be somebody out there that's like, you know what? I picked Minnesota because, you know what I'm saying, there's this player I've been watching who's going to dunk on like 30 people. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
gosh.
I mean, there's people that think like that.
That is true.
So
That is true.
you could be onto something.
What do you have there?
1.92 quintillion.
Quintillion?
Brackets.
Is it trillion or
The
tillion?
odds.
The odds of winning the bracket are 1.92 quintillion to 1.
Isn't that a little bit crazy though? Because there aren't that many options here. That is 1.9.
Quintillion.
That is crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of brackets.
That would have to be a lot of brackets. I would want to know how someone came up with that probability.
Won't you have to like multiply each
Scenario.
correct.
I don't know. Okay, let me pick. So I pick because my boyfriend's gonna be so mad. I'm not gonna pick Duke. I'm gonna pick Minnesota.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That's how I feel.
Yo, shout outs to Deshauna.
I think
You're more likely to. So basically,
It's not like that.
basically, the chances are higher for you dying by getting hit by a vending machine than you winning this bracket. So
That's crazy.
I think your bracket is pretty great.
Yeah.
Hopefully you win in real life and split that money up with, your squad.
People on the team on Minnesota.
Pass some
I
our
would
way.
give
You know what I'm
them.
saying? We'll
I
be
give
alright.
them $10 each.
Hey, that's very
Yeah.
generous. That's more than I would give them. So
I try to be generous. Yeah.
salute to you. That's more than I would give them. So, this is a complete
Minnesota.
bracket. She has Minnesota taking the whole thing.
Yeah, guys.
Shout outs to everybody in Lake Minnetonka that.
I'm not in Lake Minnetonka. That's good that you know where it is, though.
Oh,
There is
yeah,
a Lake
yeah. Oh.
Minnetonka
Oh,
in
shout outs to
Minnesota.
Paisley Park. We know where that is.
They're the land of 10,000 lakes. For those that don't know,
Okay.
you go down the street, every block there's a lake, another lake, and another lake. besides the the land of 10,000 lakes. But yeah, Minnesota guys, that's how I feel.
That's interesting. Hey,
Power to Minnesota.
I might have to go through and redo my bracket after seeing this because you have me thinking. So
yeah,
this was dope. This was really cool.
Awesome.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
You're wonderful.
And thank you all for watching her and I put this bracket together. I hope this inspires all of you to put your brackets together
Yes.
for March Madness.
It's been wonderful.
Boom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.